Now, I want to talk today to Professor Kevin Curran of the Ulster University. Kevin, good afternoon to you. Kevin, there's a huge story breaking about an Easyjet cyber attack, and it's to be expected, I suppose. That's the nature of modern living. But you'd have thought, goodness, was there much to attack with Easyjet's fleet being on the ground?
Yeah, but it seems that 9 million people's details were accessed and about 2,000 people's customers' credit card details were stolen, which is worrying because you would presume that these would be encrypted. They haven't released much information, but they had to inform the London Stock Exchange. And of course, like all regulations now, they have to inform the Information Commissioner's Office again about this. But they haven't really told us too much apart from the fact that 9 million people's details, including my own, were leaked.
Your own?
Oh, well, of course, I use EasyJet all the time.
Right. So how do we check? How would we know if we were part of it? How did you know you're part of it?
If you're part of the 2,200 people's credit card, they will email you directly. But of course, this is the worry about any breaches like this, because now you've got to keep an eye out for spoof emails that look like they're coming from EasyJet saying that your details were, and also in the future, if they have our details or email addresses and maybe passwords, then you're more likely to get spoofed emails in the future telling you to click on a link and do something. So you got to be careful about any EasyJet emails coming into you to see if they're legitimate or not.
EasyJet says it's a highly sophisticated cyber attack. 9 million people, as you say. It's told, the BBC understands that it first became aware of the attack in January. I suppose they've got to be careful how they let this kind of information out, Kevin. But I suppose for you or anybody else concerned, you want to know about it yesterday, right?
Exactly. No. Best practice is to let us know, immediately, really. And that's what regulations do. And companies can be like British Airways were fined 187 million just a few months ago for not dealing with their data breach properly a few years ago again. So there is huge fines for companies who don't notify the authorities and notify customers in the right way. And also if they've been found later to be negligent in how they store our details again without being encrypted again, they can be big fines for that, which is proper practice, really, because,
Kevin, Google is blocking more than 100 million phishing, P-H-I-S-H, phishing emails every day. The whole thing about 5G and concern. I mean, you obviously as a practitioner and educator will have a position on 5G. There will be still people who have their doubts about this and conspiracy and all the rest. Now, there's concern, is there not, that genuine scientific forwarding and expertise is being lost because of all the chat of conspiracy and hearsay?
Yeah, and 5G obviously, it's got a bad rap because it emits radiation, and radiation is always at this bad rap because of the well-known effects of X-rays and nuclear fallout. But 5G communication uses non-ionizing radiation. So that means it doesn't carry enough energy to tear electrons away from their atoms and turn them into ions, and that means it can ionize again. So it can cause any cancerous mutations in our DNA. And again, cancer incidence is tracked.
What's not to worry about there, Kevin? I'm hearing that as a layman. What's not to worry about with that?
Well, I mean, cancer incidence is tracked carefully in countries like the UK and, all around the world. And if tumours of the heart or brain were on the rise or other cancers, we would know by now. Like, there is no smoking gun. And also, I mean, we don't see the outcries for 3G, 4G, but 4G would admit it would be just as dangerous again. But 5G, because it's got this thing called millimeter waves, again, they're very small waves again, because it uses a higher frequency. But this is well within the non-ionizing radiation frequency and the electromagnetic frequency scale again. And there is no conclusive evidence at all to support anything about 5G being dangerous and causing cancer and causing tumors again. And it's just a conspiracy which has got out of control. And again, it got a little bit more power behind it with the coronavirus, where they were saying that the coronavirus is a direct influence because of 5G. And of course, these people would neglect the places like Iran, were rampant with COVID-19, and Iran doesn't have 5G, for instance. Again, that it's just it really is waffle.
Kevin, let's talk about Netflix. I don't have Netflix because I'm miffed with my phone. I went to phone only last year just to save a few bob. And everything's slowed down. Facebook has slowed down, Twitter has slowed down, and I know that somebody has slowed either my phone down or my software down, and I can make neither head nor tail of it. But anyway, the Danes, Norwegians, Germans, others noticing an uptick in streaming bit rate. Is that the quality of picture that comes into your television?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because at the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, the European Union industry chief Terry Britton asked for streaming platforms like Netflix and YouTube to help reduce the load on the infrastructure. So that they said that they would reduce it for 30 days to 25% again, because they can do that because of the way they code the video. They can downgrade it again. So that would help, people work, rather than just have entertainment as a priority. Because actually, the truth is that 2/3 of our global consumer internet traffic is internet, and that's increasing. Or sorry, is video. Is video in our
streaming?
Yeah. And especially now with the rise of 4K video, because again, emails and texts, anything else, they take up a minute fraction. But video is so bandwidth hungry again. So again, that Netflix had to respond to that again, but now they're reversing it again because the internet is coping again. There was panic in the early days of COVID that the internet would fall, but there is sufficient capacity in the internet. It's well designed.
Kevin, just finally, what are people Googling in the pandemic?
Again, they're Googling things like, how close are we to a COVID-19 vaccine? Will coronavirus come back in the autumn? Is there a vaccine for SARS again? And they're looking for, again, and also people are looking for, how do you give a virtual hug? And virtual dance party actually is one of the top search virtual trends. This, believe it or not, there's a lot of people streaming online on Instagram, on Zoom, and you can join these parties and go dance along as well.
Are you live streaming from your kitchen? No, with a guitar?
No, I don't think I would have many followers on there. But actually, when I was looking at it earlier again, I seen just again some of the weirder searches that people have conducted on Google again. So one was, what would happen if I hired 2 private investigators to follow each other? What would chairs look like if our knees bent the other way? What is a boyfriend and where can I download him? And can you put a sock in a toaster?
That's the way it's going, Kevin. Crazy times. Listen, good to get a quick word with you today. Professor Kevin Curran there, Professor of Cyber Science in the Ulster University, with some thoughts on the digital. Emma was away today. Emma couldn't join us today. Just